Hello, welcome back to Northern Lights. Today I am doing just a quick Blu-ray DVD, mostly DVD haul or pickups, whatever you want to call, from the month of June up into now, which is, was it, September 2nd, I think. I did a short video on the I'll just do this one first because I picked this up in June around the birthday. The box set of Deep Space Nine. My favorite of the Star Trek series. I have the original series in the Blu-ray with the special effects done on it and the original televised versions of that. And I also have the complete series of Star Trek Enterprise from the UK. Got that at a good price. Anyway, so yes, received this back in June, and the other day, I just did a quick little review on this documentary. This was really good for Star Trek fans. This is a must-have. Deep Space Nine fans, goes without saying. Okay, so that's those. Picked up John Wayne collection of movies. There's got Chisholm, the train robbers, which I've never really seen. Again, Margaret's in that. Chad Hill, United States Marshal, and McHugh. That's John Wayne's drives a Firebird in that, and it's one of the tricked out ones there. Only so many were made back in 1974. He's a detective there. I've only seen bits and pieces of the movie. Chisholm I've seen. The Chain Robbers, nope. Maybe bits and pieces of it. And the U.S. Marshal one, I don't know till I start watching it. So that DVD there. Also picked up from the flea market. I remember seeing this years ago, and it's a snap case. Picked up at the flea market, I think, for 50 cents. What's this? Sorry, that was left in it. I don't know what that is. Oh. Anyway, so picked up this. I can't remember much on this movie, but I remember it was good. That's sad. The other day, I made a deal, traded some stuff. Got the Billy Jack collection of movies, 4 movies. The first one was Born Losers. Never ever heard of it. I just flipped through the Blu-ray for it there. Okay. Almost looks like one of those exploitation movies back then in the 60s. Billy Jack, I remember. Trial of Billy Jack. Those two I remember. They used to be on TV all the time. And Billy Jack Goes to Washington. Don't know that one at all. These are good. The Billy Jack was really good. Trial of Billy Jack. The only thing I really remember is the fight scene with him and his buddy there. They're in, it's almost like a White House, a big house. They're fighting in and all that. Anyway, I look forward to rewatching those. Okay. My first time over, left the price tags on them. I should pull those off. I want to take a second, I think. We have this, I didn't know it was here in Halifax, is Sunrise Records. So I went over there the other day. Nice collection. They got some deals for some 2-for-1 stuff. And I wanted to pick these 2 up when I seen them. There were a couple other stuff that I wanted there too, but I didn't grab those. I'll go back and get them later on. But these 2 I got. I have the Dark Knight collection in a box set, and these 2 I like. I didn't care too much for the other 2, although the one with Val Kilmer's not too bad. As soon as I said that, you know what I'm talking about. After the Dark Knight 2 is these 2, and these got the special features on them. I remember seeing this in the theater. That was both of them in the theater, but we had free passes to go see that. That was actually awesome. Although we were a little close to the screen, it was almost like there in the front row. So pick those up for a good price, 2 for 1, and so it's got all the special features on them. And the other day at another flea market I was in, I picked up the first 2 seasons of Dallas. Never really watched it. Towards the end, I started to. Never saw the whole Who Shot JR thing. Saw different ones in reruns later on and all that. I'll pick this up. Started. My mother and I were big fans of Dynasty. I mean, this was the 80s. I think this started in 79. And then grew from there. Was a big fan of hers. Had an awesome t-shirt with her on it. And anyway, Dallas first 2 seasons. I'll see how that goes. And if I decide, I check prices on the other ones. Ooh, they're pretty pricey right now. Let's go with this one here. Picked this up in July. The Wonder Years. Still got it's open here. I watched the first couple of episodes and all that. Just left the plastic on to keep the dust off of it. And that place is really dusty. Yeah, The Wonder Years. Just an awesome series. I never caught it when it first came on. I only caught the last season or 2. And then caught odd ones later on when it was reruns and all that. And this is a really, really good series. Brings back memories for me, although I didn't grow up in the 60s. Picked this up today. Traded some stuff for it. This is a wicked comedy. I remember seeing it. Not when it was first on. When it was in syndication more. And I don't know. It ran for 4 seasons. For some reason I was thinking it ran for more, but I guess not. I was up in Moncton. Picked up Maud, first season there. Just vaguely remember seeing shows here and there when I was young. And family was always sitting around watching it and all that. So I picked up the first season. See how that goes. Flea market the other day. Picked up 8-Legged Freaks, which I really like. This is really good. Just, plain straightforward movie. Killer Spiders. There's lots of special effects on it. Another snap case there. My favorite character in here was actually the sheriff. I thought she was awesome. Anyway, so pick that up. Get that for next to nothing. At the same time, got that. Picked up Tarzan's Greatest Adventures. It's Tarzan. Who's the Tarzan? This is Gordon Scott. And Sean Connery plays a bad guy in this. So, watching that to see how that goes. This is a special edition of Platoon. That's all I can say. I got a couple of copies of this, and it's got a couple more things on it than the ones that I have, and I do not have this in Blu-ray. And just 2 more. Also another flea market. Picked up The Last Boy Scout. I really enjoyed this movie. A lot of cursing and swearing in it. Hey, it's a flipper disc. I have no problem with flipper discs. Never have. The only problem I have with the odd flipper disc, if I do, it's the machine. It's not the discs themselves. It's the machine. And even some regular DVDs will not play in certain machines for some odd reason. You're watching a couple shows, then it snaps out of it. Up there. Picked this up. It was just sitting there for a buck or two. Falcon's Crest. First season. Never watched it at all when it was on TV. Like I said, we used to watch Dynasty and the odd Dallas back then. So I'm going through this 80s thing, and I grew up in the 80s. And the reviews of the show were actually not too bad. The opening theme music is great. It's one of the best ones, right up there with Dallas and a couple other ones there. So I thought I'd give this a try to see how it goes. And last was a mini-series, since I grew up in the 80s. I'm a big fan of the mini-series, which run for 3 or 4 or 5 consecutive nights. North and South. I already finished Patrick Swayze. A lot of stars in this from back in the day. I finished this one here, book 1, North and South. Just the beginning. It ended with just the beginnings of the Civil War getting ready to start. Then I'm getting ready to start this. And then there's book 3. Never knew. I knew this was on TV, the first part, and I remember the second one, but I don't remember the third one ever being announced, but it probably was. So, that's where I'm at. This is, like I said, this is my pickups from June up until now, September. And that's about it. More DVDs. Like I said, I'm more of a TV person. Some of this stuff you're never gonna see on Blu-ray. I wouldn't be too surprised if Dallas one day shows up on Blu-ray. Still hoping for Deep Space Nine someday, hopefully. Anyway, that's it for now. Northern Lights. Thank you very much for tuning in. And like I say, be kind. Rewind.